So we're calling this the Space Oddities Teacher Corner, and I thought that we would just start with one that I've done for elementary school all the way up through high school and with my undergraduate students. And as you put different emphasis on it and add or subtract detail and so on, this is an activity that can really work with lots of different audiences, and it's quite fun. It's called the Scale Model Solar System. And you'll find lots of references to this if you just get on Google or perhaps ChatGPT. I don't know what you're using these days. But this is a reference to a NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory website, which shows lots of ways to do this. And basically, you're going to, in an interactive, fun, energetic way, build a scale model solar system. And it might have scaled distances. It might have scaled sizes of planets and the sun, or you might even try to do both. And we'll show you how that works. Lots of people have taken different tacks on doing the scale model solar system. So let's see if we can go forward one here. There we go. So the fundamental idea is that we take our 9 planets, and you can include Pluto. If you're a bleeding heart astronomer like I am, you can include Pluto, and you can even include Ceres or anything you want in the solar system, real or imaginary, I suppose. And if you know the distances between the sun and these other solar system bodies in AU, right? AU, the astronomical unit, it's just a larger yardstick. It's kind of like, just like a light year, right? You know what a light year is, of course. It's just like a regular year, only it's less filling. It's
Wah, 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 wah.
So when I do it, I just say, okay, the sun's at 0, Mercury's about 1/3, Venus is about 2/3, Earth's 1, Mars 1.5, Jupiter's 5, Saturn's 10, 20, 30, out to Neptune. And, the idea is to get the general feeling of the solar system. And then you scale that to whatever distances you have available. If you're going to make something on a string, then you might have 1 centimeter per AU or something like that. And if you're going to do it out on in a mall area, then you would have you have more space to play with, and you just scale it to the amount of space that you have. So there are different ways to do this, as I mentioned, and these you can find these just doing general searches on scale model solar system, or sometimes schoolyard solar system, like that. If you're going to put pieces on a string and you want to get the right distances, that's easy to do. You can use washers if you want to simulate planets with rings, all of the gas giants, for example. I have a friend at Montgomery College who does scale model solar system in a medicine bottle. There, if you size the sun as the size of a soccer ball, which of course doesn't fit in a medicine bottle, but all the planets would. And so Mercury, let's see, let's go forward just a little bit here. I'll show you. Here we go. Mercury is something tiny, size of a pinhead. Venus and Earth are peppercorns. Saturn's a hazelnut, and so on. And so you just come up with creative ways of doing this. And if you're going to do this, say outside, and try to scale things to a soccer ball sun, then you can have you can actually put a stake in the ground and have a little teeny pea or peppercorn or pistachio, whatever it is, but then include a reference chart, as you see here, on a little more information about the planet, or maybe a larger image of the planet. Here are a few examples of scale model solar systems that have been done. The one in the upper left is out on the mall in Washington, D.C. And you can see on the left-hand side of that image, the National Air and Space Museum. So they set up they got a big grant to do this from NASA, and so it's very fancy. But they set up these poles with pictures of the planet and information about each planet, and scale the right distances all the way down the mall. So they had quite a bit of space to work with. On the upper right here, you see a science fair project that was done, I think, by a middle school student, just sizing the planets, getting the colors right. Here, the distances aren't correct at all, but the idea is to get people interested and active in learning about the planets and learning about the solar system. In the lower left here, you have one that was done at the University of Toronto. This was done outside, and they made a nice cutout here with a picture of the planet and some information about it, and marked off the number of paces it would be based on their scale. And I believe so this was maybe done all within a kilometer or so. And I think they're going to try to position Alpha Centauri on this, which would be something like many kilometers away in some other city, I believe. So, but wouldn't that be cool to scale the distance between our sun, our Earth, and the nearest star besides the sun? Lower middle picture here is just some kids who are in a schoolyard holding up information packets about each planet and scaling them to different distances. And what you can teach here is, for one thing, you can just teach the order of the planets. That's fine if you're working with lower elementary school kids. As you go up the chain, you can talk to them about the spacing between planets. Why is the inner solar system, the terrestrial planet, so compact and the outer solar system so spread out? And as you get up into high school and college, you can talk about the mechanisms for that and how much material was left per unit volume in the various places in the solar system, and how the early sun as a T-Tauri star pushed some of the lighter elements out into the outer solar system, and start talking about not only the distances and relative sizes of the planets, but why they look different, what materials they had to form with, what temperatures drove the ability to condense or not condense other various elements. So you can really, as they say, scale this project to something that can be fun for everyone. This last picture you see on the lower right, this is a young boy holding up a packet of scaled planets, each one in their own separate packet with the title of the planet and some information about it. And this is called Mighty Wanderers. And it turns out you can just buy this online. And we're not promoting this necessarily, but you can just buy this online and use those to scale an outdoor activity. So it's really quite a lot of fun. And there's so many ways you can kind of adjust this to meet your own requirements. As I say, I've done this with elementary school kids, and I do it with my undergraduates, just changing the amount of information and the focus and what it is I want them to get out of that.